أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back to our program that is being brought to you by MTA International Gambia Studio, and then the program is, as we know, is MTA Kids Time. And in this program, we discuss very important and vital issue regarding the life history of our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In our last episode, we have discussed a very important incident, that is the prophecy about the gold bangles. How was it fulfilled? And I hope this time also we are going to discuss another important aspect on his life, that is the life history of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. So please stay with us and also learn something from it. And here we are with the kids who are going to help us to make this program interactive, so please stay with us. So without wasting much time, as we all know, the tradition always demands that we start with the recitation from the Holy Quran. So with that, I called Sister Tahira to give us the recitation, please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Walaqad nasarakumullahu bi badrin wa antum azillatun fattakullahu la'allakum tashkurun.
Thank you very much. That was the verse from the Holy Quran, Surah Al Imran. And let us have the translation, please, from Brother Nuruddin Cham. Please give us the translation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Translation. And Allah had already helped you at Badr when you were weak, so that Allah for you protector, that you may be grateful.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much. We all had the translation of the recited verses from Sister Tahira. That is, وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. That is, remember when Allah the Almighty helped you. In what? In Battle of Badr. And you were very weak. Meaning you were not equipped. Your number was very less. But then, that is so that you will be grateful. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. And you have to fear Allah. So as we all know, we say today we are going to discuss that battle which was fought between the believers and then the disbelievers during the time of our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that is called the Battle of Badr, the first battle that happened between the believers and the non-believers. And first of all, we should know this battle occurred after the migration of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina. You know, we said that the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not given rights, was not given any opportunity to practice his religion in Mecca. And as a result of that, with the commandment of Allah the Almighty, he was asked to move, to migrate, and he was directed to go to Medina. And that's where he went. But after that, the disbelievers were so cruel, and the hatred in their heart is so much, it's too much to the extent that they cannot leave him alone, even despite he is not in their town. So because of when he went there to Medina, there were a quite number of Muslims there. And then he was given the freedom to preach, to perform his religion. And as a result of that, many people joined Islam. So when the Meccans observed this, they were not happy with that, the progress Islam is making. So they decided to attack the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallam with their huge number of army, thinking that still now they can stop him. So as a result of that, they went with 1,000 people, men who are well equipped, well trained, and experienced when it comes to war. When the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa, as soon as he realized this and he understood that these people are coming to attack him, he also arranged his limited number, that is his companions and other people who are Muslims. So it was maximum 313 men who were able to participate in this battle. But looking at the difference, looking at the number of people, comparing the number of believers and the non-believers, 1,000 people and 313 companions, the difference is too huge. And these were the people who were determined to go and face the disbelievers. And when they went, they fought with the disbelievers. And it is recorded that in this first battle, the Muslims were not experienced and they were not used to war. And the equipment was not also there. So this is the way they went and faced this well-equipped army of the Meccan. And this is why a very interesting incident occurred. One of the Muslim man who was by that time known to have experience in war, that is Abdurrahman bin Auf, he said this. He said that when the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sassam was arranging his commanders, his army, for them to be ready for war, all what he can see beside him was young boys. So he was saying, look at these boys. How can these people be able to fight in war? So he was kind of not having hope in them. But these were the very young boys, 2 young boys, who eventually killed the commander, the chief of the Meccans in that battle, who was known to be Abu Jahl, the father of ignorance, and then, of course, the greatest or the biggest enemy of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa and Islam itself. So this battle happened, and then the Muslims become victorious when their chief was killed, and most of the great leaders of Mecca were killed in this battle. So they went with anger. That's why the Holy Quran is saying, Mutu bikazikum, die with your anger. You see how Allah the Almighty helped the Muslim? 313 people facing 1,000 people, despite having less experienced people and less matured people. So this is why the Holy Quran says, وَلَقَدَ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدَرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. And this is bound to happen. When you are in the way of Allah, Allah the Almighty always support you. And this is what we learn even from the previous prophet. They are always with the lesser number, but they are always victorious. And that is because of the hand of Allah is on them. So I think we have learned a lot from this battle. And as I said, it's the first battle that has been fought in the time of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa between him and then the disbelievers. So I think to make it more understandable to you, I believe we can try to see whether we have understood it. And this is why I have some questions here that I would like to ask to see that whether you have comprehended the topic we are discussing, that is the Battle of Badr. So that is my first question is, when was the Battle of Badr fought according to what I have explained here? When was it fought? Yes, can we hear from Nuruddin? Please give us the answer.
1 year after the Holy Prophet had migrated.
1 year after the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated from Mecca to Medina. This Meccan attacked him in Medina, and then they fought at a place called Badr. This is why the battle is called Badr. Thank you very much. And the other question I have with me here is, what was the number of Meccans people who marched towards Medina? The Meccan, I mean, not the Muslim. Yes, can we hear from Ibrahim? Yes, Ibrahim.
1,000.
1,000 people, meaning they were having higher number of people than the Muslims, I believe. And this is what we have read, not so. Thank you very much, Ibrahima, for that good answer. Number 3, the third question I have with me here, and I believe we are going to answer that. How many Muslims went out to intercede with the Meccans? Meaning, how many Muslims, in simple terms, participated in the first Battle of Badr? Yes, can we hear from Majula? Please, give her the mic.
There was 313 Muslims.
Thank you very much. I think we all agree with that. We say the number of disbelievers was 1,000 and the Muslim was 313. So the difference is too huge. But despite that, the Holy Quran tells us that they were supported and eventually they become the victorious. Thank you very much. And the fourth question I have here, which I also believe, no doubt, we are going to answer that. Who was Abu Jahl? We had the name of Abu Jahl during the discussion here, during the explanation of the history of Battle of Badr. Who was that man they call Abu Jahl? Yes, can we hear from Hassan, please? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
He was the chief of the Meccans and a biggest enemy of the Holy Prophet.
He was the chief of the Meccans and is the biggest enemy of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa. And we have learned that. So Abu Jahl, in fact, was the individual who, wherever the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam stepped in and he want to spread the message of Islam, Abu Jahl is always a hindering factor. Is always there to stop him from doing so. He do not only stop from persecuting him to the extent he have to leave Mecca, but instead also, after leaving Mecca, he still pursued him and followed him to Medina, just to make sure that he do not die seeing Islam flourishing. So he was called the biggest enemy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that is why he was called Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl means the father of ignorance. Before the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa claimed, he was called Abul Hakam, meaning the father of wisdom. He was knowledgeable, well respected, but due to his arrogancy and jealousy and hatred towards the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa, he eventually became Abu Jahl, the father of ignorance. So thank you very much. The final question I have, that is, we had the narration already. So now how can you describe the condition of the Muslims and then the disbelievers? What was their condition? What was the difference between these two parties? How can you describe their condition? Who were more equipped and who were well experienced than the others? This is what I meant to say. Yes. Yes, can we hear from Khadija? Yes.
The Muslims were few and have no weapons, and they are not well trained, but the non-Muslims were well trained.
Thank you very much. The Muslims were not well trained, not experienced, ill equipped, but that was the opposite when it comes to the disbelievers. They have all the necessary means for the war, but because of the hand of Allah was not on their side, they could not succeed. So thank you very much. We have come to the end of another episode. As we said, we are discussing the first battle that exists or that happened between the believers and the non-believers, where the believers were helped by Allah to win it. So thank you very much for your participation, and I believe you have understood a lot. So inshallah, until we come on our next episode. Viewers, this is what we have for you. On this episode, we were discussing on the first battle that takes place between the believers and the non-believers. And I hope we have learned a lot. Please, thank you for participating and viewing. And I believe that you have captured something from this program. So until we come on your way here in MTA International Gambia Studio, I was your host, Said Samba Sow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.